Have you ever felt that your legs just don't have the same strength they used to? Maybe climbing the stairs feels heavier, or long walks leave you with aches that didn't exist a decade ago? If you're over 60, you're not imagining it. Your body really is sending you signals. But here's the part no one tells you. Much of that stiffness, pain, and weakness is not simply aging. It's inflammation quietly eating away at your strength. And here's the surprising fact. Scientists have now linked chronic inflammation to accelerated muscle loss, weaker joints, and slower recovery. But the good news? You can fight it back. In fact, the foods on your plate may be the single most powerful medicine you have for your legs. Imagine turning every meal into a way to walk steadier, climb easier, and move with more freedom. So stay with me, because in this video, I'll reveal 4 anti-inflammatory foods that help rebuild stronger legs after 60. By the end, you'll know exactly what to eat to fight inflammation naturally, protect your muscles, and keep your legs strong for years to come. Think about this for a moment. When we were younger, our legs carried us without a second thought. Running to catch a bus, walking miles with friends, standing for hours, it felt effortless. But as we cross into our 60s, that effortless power begins to fade. What once felt natural now feels heavy. You might notice your knees ache after gardening, your calves cramp during the night, or you tire halfway through a walk that used to energize you. Here's the truth many people don't realize. It's not just age wearing you down, it's inflammation. Silent, invisible, and persistent, inflammation damages muscles, weakens joints, and accelerates the loss of leg strength. This is why so many older adults assume, well, I'm just getting old. But that mindset is misleading. Yes, age plays a role, but it's not the whole story. Contrast this. Imagine 2 people, both 65. One fills their plate with sugary snacks, fried foods, and processed meats, the very things that fuel inflammation. The other chooses colorful vegetables, omega-3 rich fish, and natural anti-inflammatory foods. Both are the same age, but their legs will feel decades apart. One struggles with stiffness, the other walks with vitality. This is why your food choices matter more than ever right now. Studies show that chronic, low-grade inflammation not only causes joint pain, but also leads to sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass. That means weaker legs, slower reflexes, and a higher risk of falls. The problem isn't just discomfort, it's independence. Weak, inflamed legs can limit where you go, what you do, and ultimately how free you feel in your everyday life. But here's the empowering shift. By simply choosing the right foods, you can turn the tide. Anti-inflammatory foods don't just ease pain, they actually protect your muscles, improve circulation, and give your legs the nutrients they need to stay strong. It's like giving your body the tools to rebuild from the inside out. So when you hear stronger legs after 60, don't think it's wishful thinking. It's possible, and it starts with what you put on your plate. Let's pull back the curtain on what's really happening inside your body after 60. You've probably heard the word inflammation tossed around, but few people understand how destructive it actually is. Think of it like a slow-burning fire inside your muscles and joints. At first, it's barely noticeable. Maybe some stiffness in the morning or swelling after a long day. But over the years, that fire doesn't just fade. It keeps smoldering, weakening your body from the inside out. Here's the shocking part. Researchers estimate that chronic low-grade inflammation is responsible for nearly 50% of age-related muscle loss. It's called inflammaging, a hidden process that chips away at your strength every single day. And it doesn't stop at muscle. It attacks your cartilage, damages your blood vessels, and interferes with the signals that tell your muscles to grow stronger. Now, consider this. After age 60, most people lose up to 1% of their muscle mass every year if they don't actively fight back. That means by age 70, you could be walking around with 10% less leg muscle than you had a decade earlier. That's the difference between climbing stairs confidently or needing to hold the railing for dear life. And yet, here's the mistake many people make. They assume exercise alone will solve it. Don't get me wrong, movement is crucial, but if your body is inflamed, your muscles can't recover properly. It's like trying to build a house on a foundation that's crumbling. The harder you work, the more frustrated you feel, because the progress just isn't showing. Another mistake? Thinking pain is just arthritis or just aging. Pain is a signal, a flashing warning light from your body saying, something is wrong. Ignoring it only lets inflammation dig in deeper, leading to weaker legs, higher risk of falls, and even loss of independence. The heartbreaking truth is that falls are the leading cause of injury in adults over 65, and weak, inflamed legs are a major reason why. But here's the hopeful side. Inflammation is not destiny. It's not something you're powerless against. Scientists now know that food is one of the biggest drivers or fighters of inflammation. Every bite you take is either fueling the fire or putting it out. Sugary drinks, fried foods, and processed snacks pour gasoline on the flames. But anti-inflammatory foods, rich in antioxidants, omega-3s, and phytonutrients, act like a fire hose, cooling the burn and giving your legs the chance to heal and strengthen. Ignoring inflammation is risky. Addressing it is life-changing. The choice is yours. There was a moment that changed everything for me. And maybe you've had one like this too. I remember watching a friend, only a few years older than me, struggle to get out of a chair at a family gathering. His legs trembled, his face tightened in pain, and he laughed it off with the words, "That's just old age." But in that moment, it hit me like a lightning bolt. What if it doesn't have to be this way? Up until then, I thought weakness and pain were just the price of crossing 60. I believed my body's best days were behind me. But the more I looked around, the more I saw something strange. Some people our age moved with freedom, walking, gardening, even dancing, while others were barely managing stairs. How could the same number of birthdays look so different on two bodies? That curiosity pushed me to dig deeper, and what I discovered was eye-opening. It wasn't just luck, and it wasn't just genetics. It was inflammation. The people who chose foods that calmed inflammation were protecting their legs, while those who didn't were quietly losing theirs. And here's the hidden truth no doctor ever told me. Medication alone can't fix this. Pills may ease pain temporarily, but they don't address the root cause. The real healing power is on your plate, in the choices you make every single day. The moment I realized that food could either weaken me or strengthen me, it felt like a switch had flipped. I stopped looking at meals as just fuel or comfort and started seeing them as medicine. Within weeks of choosing anti-inflammatory foods, the stiffness in my knees lessened. My morning walks felt lighter. My legs began to carry me again, not like when I was 20, but strong enough that I no longer feared losing my independence. That was the turning point. I understood. If we want stronger legs after 60, the battle isn't just in the gym, it's in the kitchen. And the sooner we act, the more of our freedom we protect. So, what are these anti-inflammatory foods that can protect your legs, rebuild strength, and help you move with confidence after 60? Let's break it down step by step. These aren't exotic, expensive, or hard to find. They're simple foods, backed by science, that you can add to your meals starting today. 1. Fatty fish. Salmon, mackerel, sardines. The first powerhouse is fatty fish. These are packed with omega-3 fatty acids, one of the strongest natural anti-inflammatory agents. Omega-3s don't just ease stiffness. They help reduce swelling in your joints and protect the muscles in your legs from breaking down. In fact, studies show that older adults who eat fatty fish at least twice a week have stronger legs and better mobility scores than those who don't. Think of salmon or sardines as oiling the hinges of your joints. 2. Leafy greens, spinach, kale, Swiss chard. Next are leafy greens. You've probably heard they're healthy, but here's why they're essential after 60. They're loaded with antioxidants and vitamin K, both proven to lower inflammation and protect against joint damage. They also provide magnesium, which helps muscles contract and relax properly. That means fewer cramps, better circulation, and stronger support when you're on your feet. Picture your legs as tree trunks. Greens are the roots keeping them steady. 3. Berries. Blueberries, strawberries, blackberries. Now let's talk about berries. These little fruits are bursting with polyphenols, compounds that fight oxidative stress, which is one of the hidden culprits behind muscle loss. Eating berries daily has been shown to improve balance, coordination, and even recovery after exercise in seniors. Imagine berries as a shield, protecting your muscles from the silent wear and tear that steals strength over time. Plus, they're delicious and easy to add to breakfast, smoothies, or snacks. 4. Nuts. Walnuts, almonds, pecans. Finally, nuts. These small but mighty foods are full of healthy fats, vitamin E, and protein. Together, they calm inflammation, repair muscle fibers, and fuel your body with steady energy. A handful of walnuts or almonds a day can lower inflammatory markers in the blood and help you preserve the muscle mass you've worked a lifetime to build. Think of nuts as your daily insurance policy for leg strength. The core idea: these 4 foods, fatty fish, leafy greens, berries, and nuts, aren't just about preventing disease. They're about reclaiming strength, mobility, and independence. You don't need complicated diets or expensive supplements. By simply adding these to your weekly routine, you're literally feeding your legs the fuel they need to stay strong. So when you sit down to your next meal, ask yourself, am I fueling inflammation or am I fighting it? Because that single choice could decide whether your legs carry you freely into the years ahead or hold you back. Sometimes, the science can feel abstract. So let me show you what this looks like in real life. Because nothing is more convincing than real people reclaiming their strength. Take Margaret, 68. She used to avoid going on walks with her grandkids because of constant knee pain. She thought her only option was pain medication. But after her daughter encouraged her to add salmon twice a week and swap her sugary snacks for berries, she noticed something remarkable within 3 months. Her knees weren't as swollen, and her evening walks no longer felt like a punishment. Today, she's the one suggesting family hikes. She didn't change everything, just a few simple foods. And it worked. Then there's David, 72, who struggled with balance and muscle weakness. He'd had 2 near falls in his home, and it scared him. Instead of waiting for the worst, he started small. A handful of walnuts every morning and leafy greens with dinner. Within weeks, he felt more stable on his feet. 6 months later, his doctor confirmed what David already felt. His leg strength and mobility had significantly improved. Or think about Rosa, 65, who loved gardening, but found bending and standing left her stiff for hours. She thought her hobby days were over. When she replaced fried foods with more vegetables and added a daily berry smoothie, the inflammation eased. Not only was she back in her garden, but she also found herself kneeling and planting with joy, not pain. What's powerful here is that none of these people had to overhaul their entire diet or live in the gym. They didn't take shortcuts or miracle pills. They simply used food as medicine, and the results transformed their daily lives. The lesson is simple. You're not too old, and it's not too late. Your legs can regain strength. Your joints can feel lighter, and your independence can return. If it worked for them, it can work for you too. Now that you know the 4 key anti-inflammatory foods, the big question is, how do you actually start? The secret isn't in doing everything at once. It's in building small, steady wins that add up over time. Let's walk through a simple roadmap you can follow this week. Step 1. Start with one swap. Look at your usual meals and pick one thing to replace. For example, instead of processed snacks like chips or cookies in the afternoon, swap in a small bowl of blueberries or a handful of walnuts. It doesn't feel like a big sacrifice, but it instantly shifts your body away from inflammation. Step 2. Add one anti-inflammatory meal per week. Next, choose one meal to upgrade. That could be salmon with spinach for dinner or a smoothie with berries and greens for breakfast. Make it enjoyable, not a chore. Over time, increase to 2 or 3 meals a week. Before you know it, these meals become your new normal. Step 3. Balance your plate. Each time you sit down to eat, think of your plate as your medicine cabinet. Aim for one protein source like fish, chicken, beans, or nuts. One colorful vegetable, greens, peppers, broccoli. One anti-inflammatory booster, berries, nuts, olive oil. This balance keeps your muscles nourished, reduces inflammation, and provides steady energy. Step 4. Stay consistent, not perfect. Don't pressure yourself to overhaul everything overnight. Consistency matters more than perfection. Even small changes repeated often lead to big results over months and years. Remember Margaret, David, and Rosa? None of them became perfect eaters. They just built better habits. Step 5. Celebrate mini wins. Finally, notice the little improvements. Maybe your knees hurt less after a walk. Maybe you wake up with less stiffness. Maybe you feel steadier climbing stairs. Write these down or share them with family. They're proof that what you're doing is working. The beauty of this plan is that it fits into your life without turning it upside down. You don't need fancy diets, complicated recipes, or expensive supplements. All you need is a willingness to take the first step. And once you do, the momentum builds on its own. Now, before you start this journey, let me give you a word of caution. Too many people get excited about eating healthier, only to fall into traps that undo their progress. And I don't want that to happen to you. Trap 1. Thinking healthy means inflammation-free. Just because something is marketed as healthy doesn't mean it helps your legs. Granola bars, flavored yogurts, or low-fat snacks often hide sugar, oils, and preservatives that fuel inflammation. Always check the ingredients. Less is better. Trap 2. Overdoing portions. Even anti-inflammatory foods can cause issues if eaten in huge amounts. A handful of nuts is fantastic, but half a bag every night will pack on calories and strain your metabolism. Balance is the secret. Trap 3. Giving up too early. This is the biggest one. Many people try eating better for a week or two, don't feel instant results, and quit. Remember, inflammation is something that builds over years. It takes consistent effort to undo. Stick with it for at least a few months before judging the results. Trap 4. Relying only on food. Food is powerful, but it works best when combined with movement and rest. If you're eating salmon and berries but never stretching, walking, or sleeping well, your results will be limited. Think of food as the foundation, but pair it with healthy habits. Avoiding these mistakes can save you months of frustration. The good news? Once you sidestep these traps, your path to stronger legs is clear, simple, and achievable. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine this. It's 5 years from now. You wake up, swing your legs out of bed, and they feel steady, strong enough to carry you anywhere you want to go. Stairs don't intimidate you anymore. Long walks with friends feel enjoyable, not exhausting. You bend down to tie your shoes without groaning. You feel younger, lighter, and more independent. That's the real gift of eating anti-inflammatory foods. It's not just about reducing pain today. It's about shaping your future. Stronger legs don't just keep you moving. They keep you living. They mean more adventures, more family gatherings, more freedom to say yes when life invites you out. Now think about the alternative. Weak, inflamed legs that limit your world one step at a time. Having to turn down outings, rely on others, or worry about falls. That's not just physical loss, it's a loss of independence, joy, and confidence. The choice really is in your hands. Every meal you eat is a step toward one of those futures. And the best part? It's never too late to choose differently. Even small changes today ripple forward into years of mobility, strength, and freedom. So when you reach for that plate of salmon, those berries, or that handful of walnuts, remember, you're not just eating food. You're building your future self. So here's the truth. Growing older doesn't have to mean growing weaker. Yes, aging changes our bodies, but inflammation is the real thief of strength. And now you know the 4 foods that can fight back: fatty fish, leafy greens, berries, and nuts. Simple, powerful, and available to you right now. Imagine what your life could look like if you added them consistently. Stronger legs, less pain, more freedom. The ability to walk, climb, and move with confidence instead of fear. That's not a dream. That's within reach. But here's the key. Knowledge without action changes nothing. You don't need to wait for another diagnosis, another ache, or another fall to wake you up. Start today. Swap one snack, add one meal, take one step toward a stronger future. And if this video inspired you, share it with a friend who might need the same reminder. Because together, we can prove that after 60, life isn't slowing down. It's just getting stronger. So don't wait. Take action. Feed your legs the right way and watch your future open up, one strong step at a time.